Yo, what is going on, guys? GreyShamrock here. Today we are back on Tom Clancy's Online, and this game is free to play. You guys can check it out. It will be most likely in the description below. Outstanding game. You're gonna see me go, I believe, 20 plus and 5, maybe 7, something along those lines. I really can't remember the score because there is no KD, which is a brilliant thing, and that's why I'm here to speak about how the free to play franchises, how the free to play games themselves can change without affecting their own sales, their own profits, their own community, and also change other games without really harming themselves and the whole industry altogether. So, number one, as you know, there's such thing as kill whores. I think we've all heard of one, kill whore. I know a really cool YouTuber, his name's J-Hub, real cool guy, and he prides himself on being a kill whore. And that's a brilliant thing, of course. You know, some people do what I can't do on console, and some people can't do what I can do on PC, and that's kill whore. If you don't know what kill whore is, you come from a different gaming side. That's basically whenever you, for Call of Duty and Battlefield, and maybe you just rip through the whole entire spawn, and you literally show them who has better accuracy, and who knows what they're doing better. And that's you, obviously, if you're going to be a kill whore. It can be both a positive thing and a good thing. In TDM, it's a good thing. You know, you're getting more kills, so therefore it's good. But there's the other side of it in different games where if you are trying to play the objective, kill whoring isn't too good for the team. It doesn't. There's no point in killing so many people, even if you have, like, you can have no objectives and have 1,000 plus KD. You're not benefiting. So, yeah, that's pretty much what the two arguments of a kill whore is, whether or not you should be one. It's totally up to you, really. There is no such thing as totally not benefiting, because the counter to the last argument was that, well, I'm holding off more people from spawning, like how you do in Battlefield 3, or CTF, or Hardpoint, or what's the one, Headquarters, that one, you're holding off more people, so you're benefiting the team much more than you're harming. So there's a lot of sides to it, but in this game you really can't kill whore. It's cool, and I have yet to see other players like just massively go on a massive massacre, and I've yet to see that, but it's there. I personally am pretty good. Whoa, look at that guy just towering over me. I personally try to play the objective as much as possible, try to benefit the team as much as possible, and have fun at the same time. And that's really what I'm doing in the middle of the game. Later on in the video, I'm really helping out the team by what I was doing, by holding them off at their own spawn. And there is no KD, as I said before, so what that means is that you can no longer measure yourself on, well, for Conquest. This is Conquest, you capture points and you keep moving forward. You can be pushed back. Basically, you just capture the points, or you hold down a point for as long as you can, etc. It's different for each map. Anyway, for the most part, there is no KD, so that there's no longer that one measure where, oh man, I have to keep this above 5.0, I have to keep this above 6.0, or whatever the case may be. There's no longer any of that. It's now, okay, so I have this amount of score, I need to cap more objectives to stay at this score per minute. So that's a great thing. And what the free-to-play franchise is able to do, that people like Activision, or Treyarch and Infinity Ward, or DICE, what DICE and them can't do, that free-to-play games can do, is they can pretty much differentiate each game. It doesn't have to be the same exact game each time. And I know, there's a lot of people that say, well, Call of Duty is just, a new skin, a new remap of the last Call of Duty, and it's not true, of course. It's a brand new campaign, it's a brand new multiplayer experience, etc. But at the same time, until Ghost arrives, it's been the same mechanics. It's been the same. It's just been the same game mechanics overall. And now don't get confused and say, well, Black Ops has dolphin diving, Infinity Ward's games don't. That's different, but for the most part, COD has been the same for ages, and I'm not hating on it, but the thing about it is this: if you have a fan base that loves the game because it's that game, it's Call of Duty, you should probably stick to it and not go off to, put in suppression, or put in a lot of vehicles like Battlefield, for example. You wanted to keep it purely Call of Duty. But what developers that make free-to-play games can do is, because they do develop a fan base, but it's so easy just to go back to the game and forth, because they're free first off, that they can make whatever they want. Not to say that DICE and all the others are can't make what they want, but they are a bit chained off. And the main point about this is the difference between Blacklight Retribution and Tomb Raider or World something Raider Z. I can't remember the name of it perfectly. The difference is one's an FPS, one's an RPG MMO, one is futuristic, one's set in medieval times, etc. There's just a whole bunch of different things that kind of make each game different, and that's a great thing, of course. You want your fan base to be happy with this game or that game, and you really can't do that if you're just making the same game over and over. You're just catering to this one part of the community. What free-to-play games can also demonstrate is that not only can they help the sort of gaming economy, but they can also help the developers that don't develop free-to-play games, like Call of Duty and Battlefield. I keep using those as examples, but they're just, very common developers that gamers will talk about. Now, the whole thing with the different games, though, is that it's really hard to measure one game against another. Now, that's not to say you can. Obviously, you can compare apples to oranges. Oranges are orange, apples are red, etc. But if you're going to compare an RPG MMO to an FPS, it's getting a bit more difficult. Like a commercial, for example, could really confuse a gamer and say, well, our game offers FPS, realistic, 60 FPS at the minimum, gaming, hardcore gaming, while that game over there, you can only choose one class, and that's it. You have to level it up from there. They're two separate games, so there's a lot of differences in advertisements. You can essentially sabotage the other's sort of marketing in a way. With free-to-play games, however, you can not only can the developer counter that and add more things like DLC, for example, they can also help themselves by giving literally more power to the gamer, as GameStop would say. And that's not to say gamers don't have power already. We do have a say, rather a lot of say. But if the gamer wants this, and that weapon, like I want a death laser instead of that AK-47, and the majority of people are saying that, then most likely you're going to see a developer put in a death laser instead of that AK-47, just as an example. So the developer not only caters to their own gamers, giving them a better reputation, giving them a better game overall, because it's more suited to the gamers themselves, they're also giving more power to the gamers to benefit the economy overall, not just their sales, but everyone's sales. So that way the game, the standard sort of fluctuates, and the overall quality, the standard quality will rise, and etc., etc. So it's a really interesting concept when it comes to the free-to-play games. It's really cool to think as well, because they're relatively cheap to, me and you, we can just relatively go about a year making this game, and it's cheap, generally. Now, I do have a friend that he'll be announcing a couple of, in future posts, he'll be announcing some things about the game. Really good game, really awesome. I would definitely plug it in right now, but if he let me, but, it's under top secret wraps, so the team he's working with is almost done with it. Really cool game. I really enjoyed it. It's still in the beta phase, so it should be pretty interesting when the alpha stage comes out. I mean, when the full release comes out. My bad. So yeah, until then, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned something new, and stick around for more Tom Clancy Online and Blacklight Retribution, and many more free-to-play and online games to come. So, thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.